Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Willamette Valley Hanson Stadium at Taylor Field in beautiful Corvallis, Oregon, on the campus of Corvallis High School. It's day 2 of the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament, where your Dr. Stewarts get ready to take on Boss Baseball out of Bend. Both teams come in at 1-0 in tournament play, looking to try and win their second game and really pretty much put themselves in the driver's seat for the championship game coming up on Sunday. A lot riding on the line for today's ball game as we get things underway here on The Score. It's Doc Stewart's Baseball, and we are happy to have you with us here this afternoon. Welcome in, everybody, to the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. I'm Joey Kieran, happy to be with you here for another night of Doc Stewart's Baseball on The Score. Roseburg Disposal, you can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Coming up here in the pregame show, we're going to get a chance to take a look at the matchup between these two teams. We'll get to your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups, but we'll also get a chance to talk with Daniel Withers. Boone, Danny, you might call him by a couple of different things, but he is a second-year player for the Doc Stewarts, and we get a chance to talk with him as we continue our series of player interviews throughout this season. So stay tuned for that interview coming up next here on the pregame show. Want to remind everybody today's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel. It's presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. You can head to YouTube and search 1490 The Score to find our game there, and if you hit the subscribe button, you'll be able to stay up to date with Doc Stewart's Baseball throughout this summer season. Know that it was a little choppy yesterday. We tried to tweak a few things. Might not be as high def today, but hopefully the moving pictures will actually be moving for you here today as we make our way through this broadcast. Also trying to keep everything at a reasonable temperature on a hot day here in Corvallis. We'll go ahead and take a quick 2-minute timeout as we continue on with the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We talk with Daniel Withers when we return here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving, for all your moving needs.
We're back with more of our Roseburg Disposal pregame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. Day 2 of the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament for the Doc Stewarts. And as we continue to roll along with the tournament, we're going to get a chance to keep up with our player interviews here throughout the season, getting a chance to know some of these guys a little bit better here. And joining us now is Daniel, Dan, Boone, Danny, whatever you want to call him. It's Mr. Withers from Umpqua Valley Christian School. Just a junior this last year, your second season with the Docs, getting ready for the summer. What were you looking forward to, knowing that you probably had a pretty good chance of being back here with the big club?
Definitely get to know the guys a little bit better. Last year I was kind of quiet because I was like just a young kid, and I've definitely got to know the guys a lot better this year, and yeah, just playing baseball.
Yeah. I know last year was it was probably a little bit of a surprise. You got called up early on, and you had some success early, and it led to you getting a chance to spend most of the summer with the Doc Stewarts. Were you just kind of a little bit in awestruck early on in that, just trying to figure out your place on the team?
Oh yeah, I thought I was struggling a little bit at Pepsi, and then Coach Savage comes up to me and, I need to talk to you. And it's like, you're going up to Doc. So I'm like, wow, okay. And then I just went up to my grandparents' ranch and started taking a few buckets of balls each day and getting ready for the higher velo that we were about to face. And I don't know, just went on from there and had some success.
Yeah. Looking real quick back to the high school season, I know UVC, you guys have lofty expectations to be playing for a state title with the number of times that Coach York's been able to lead that program to that spot. Fell a little bit short this year, but how'd you feel about how things went junior season in high school baseball for you?
I think it went pretty well. We definitely got way better as chemistry, as a team, and I think we'll be that much stronger next year. And I bet we'll have, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 seniors on the field.
Yeah.
So.
I was going to say, that was a pretty young team that went to the title game last year. You guys were, again, a lot of those guys back that are still fairly young. So this is going to be a team that's going to be filled with a lot of experience for you guys there at UVC next year. What's that mean for you, kind of as you guys set up for getting ready for your senior season then?
Oh, I'm definitely going to have a lot of confidence in my guys. Like, almost the whole entire infield seniors, and I just have a lot of confidence in them, and I think we can go a long ways this year for state, trying to catch a title.
Got one more shot at it coming up for senior year.
More.
Yep. I know you are a guy that I think during the fall sports season you were doing soccer. You planning on doing soccer again? I heard you guys talking about it a little bit.
Oh yeah, me and Logan, we make jokes all the time about soccer. We love-hate relationship.
Just like an off-season conditioning
workout? It's more of just conditioning, and it's, I don't know, strengthening the legs. Really gets your calves and thighs. Good workout.
Yeah, for sure. I forget now, but what position do you play for soccer?
I play right wing.
Okay. I was going to say, with your size, I'm shocked they don't put you in a goal position.
No, that's Kevin. That's Kevin Shaver.
Okay. Don't want to take
with
that.
the 14 concussions.
Well, hopefully he can see which ball is the one that he's supposed to save in between the pipes there for him. Senior year of high school, what are you looking forward to? I mean, besides obviously hoping for success on the baseball field and hopefully on the soccer field, what kind of things are you looking forward as a senior there at UVC?
Just being like a leader throughout the school and leading kids towards God and all that. Mm-hmm. And then, that's about it. There's nothing much besides baseball.
Yeah, right. I know that athletics is a big focus. I know it's probably still a little bit early, but, it seems like baseball guys, a lot of these guys get tagged pretty early on what they want to be doing post-high school. Have you given much thought as to what might lie once you get that cap and gown on and graduate from UVC?
I mean, I'm just going to try as hard as I can to get to play baseball somewhere else and keep on moving up the ladders.
Have you had any discussions in that realm yet?
Mm-mm.
No, not yet. Hey, focus on what's going on. No need to start rushing the process and any of that kind of stuff. For sure. I know that it was a successful year. I think, player of the year in the conference this year for you? So how did it feel to find that out? And junior year, knowing that you still had another year of high school, that you've already attained something at that level?
I felt pretty good. I felt like I worked pretty hard in the off-season, in the weights and conditioning, and it just felt good. It felt really good to finally have that underneath my belt.
Gotcha. Looking at, away from the ball field, what are some of the things that Daniel Withers likes to try and do when he's got a little bit of free time?
Well, at our RV park, we have a little mini golf, and me and Jalen have been 1v1 on little mini golf sessions here and there. I like to.
Who's winning in those right now?
I think it's me, but Jalen's gonna tell him.
Say a different thing.
Yeah, he's gonna say it's different. I don't know. There's not much else besides baseball that I do.
Yeah, right. That pretty much eats up most of the time. Yeah. We talked with Jalen earlier as, being a guy that's coming in from the coast. He said he got the opportunity. He's been kind of bunking up with you guys there. How's that been? Getting a chance to meet somebody. I don't know. Did you know Jalen at all before this summer?
Me and Jalen are long-time best friends.
Yeah.
I've known their family forever.
Cool.
And my dad actually used to work with his dad.
Okay.
In the police force.
So it was a pretty easy fit for for you guys. Nice. Well, it's been a fun summer so far, and we're definitely looking forward to more of it. But Daniel, Dan, Boone, whatever we want to call him, whatever comes out here this afternoon. Thanks so much for the time, and best of luck to you the rest of the summer.
Thank you.
That is Daniel Wither joining us here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. We'll take our final 2-minute break, come back with your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup in the first pitch here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Back here at Hanson Stadium at Taylor Field as we get ready for the first pitch of today's ball game. It is time for your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Boss Baseball, the designated visiting team in the matchup. It'll be Nate Goodman, the third baseman, leading off, followed by Cal Pickart, the second baseman. Logan Macy, the shortstop, will bat third. They'll face Cole Collins, the starting right-hander on the mound for the Doc Stewarts here in today's ball game. We'll look at the rest of the lineup here for Boss in this first inning. First pitch is in right at 4:01, and we are underway in this ball game. A first pitch strike issued by Cole Collins. Collins making his third start of the season. He's got an 0-2 record in 7 2/3 innings, a 5.87 ERA. A check swing called strike 2 for Nate Goodman, the leadoff man for Boss Baseball. 10 walks, 10 strikeouts on the season so far for Cole Collins out of Oakland High School on the mound for the Doc Stewarts. He's got the 0-2 pitch coming up to Goodman. Takes outside, a 1-2 count. So Goodman, Pickart, and Macy, your top three in the lineup. Caden Isola, the first baseman, bats cleanup, followed by Luke Bentz, the center fielder. Joe Baccaro is in right field, batting in the sixth spot. That was a 1-2 pitch. Misses low, 2-2. Byron Miller, the DH, bats seventh. Olin Knopfsinger, the catcher, will bat eighth. Hitting ninth, playing in left field, is Tyson Flack. They've got an extra hitter in the lineup, so a 10th hitter, Fisher Barber, for this Boss Baseball club. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Boss Baseball, led by Coach Justin Ware. A pitch high for Cole Collins, and after starting out with the 0-2 count, he's got a 3-2 pitch here to the leadoff man, Nate Goodman. That ball lifted to left field, a long run, and it's going to roll past Sebastian Watson to the fence. Heading for second will be Goodman, and it's a leadoff double for Boss Baseball to get things started here in the first inning. Both teams 1-0 in the tournament so far, And Boss Baseball with a win here in this one. I think with all the tiebreakers considered, Boss Baseball, I think with a win here, clinches their spot in the championship game on Sunday. So a lot riding on the line for both teams. Cal Pickard will bat. The second baseman will have a man at second base with nobody out here in the first inning, trying to give Boss a early lead over the Docs. Collins will miss just a bit high on the first pitch for ball one. Behind the plate today for the Doc Stewarts, Waylon McKnight out at first base, Evan Martin, Logan Anderson at second. On the left side of the diamond, Jalen Riddle at third and Brooks Avery at short. In the outfield from left to right, Sebastian Watson, Carson Dunn, and Cade Johnson. Your defensive alignment there for the Doc Stewarts here in the first inning. A 1-0 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Avery will get it just behind the bag at second. Throws over to Martin in time. And up to third base will go Goodman. Docs will get the first out of the ball game. But Boss will have a man at third base with one away. Logan Macy will stand in, the shortstop. An RBI opportunity early on for Boss Baseball. Boss in the blue tops, white trousers here today. Breaking ball missing outside on the first pitch there for Collins. Blue tops, white trousers, black stirrup socks for Boss Baseball. The 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Big cut there by Macy, trying to chase the breaking ball low and away. On the other side, it's kind of the opposite for the Doc Stewarts. They've got the black tops, the white trousers, and blue stirrup socks. So similar color scheme for both teams. A 1-1 pitch here out of Collins. Gets the breaking ball on the outside corner. And he's ahead in the at-bat against Macy, looking for a punch-out that would ease the pressure a bit for the Docs defensively. Top of the first, scoreless here, day two of the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament. The 1-2 pitch by Collins. That ball lifted to center field, not very deep, but it might be deep enough. Caught by Carson Dunn, is throw to the plate, offline, and a run will score for Boss Baseball. They take a 1-0 lead early. A 1-0 pitch by Collins. Isola will pop one right side. It's Cade Johnson in right field today. He sits underneath it and has the catch for the final out of the first inning. So here in the first, it was a leadoff double that leads to a run for Boss Baseball. They get one run on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on. It is a 1-0 game as we go to the bottom of the first. Docs coming up to bat on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Going to the bottom of the first inning, Doc Stewart's trailing 1-0 against Boss Baseball. Their starting lineup for Coach Eric Savage: Brooks Avery leads things off, starting at shortstop, followed by Carson Dunn in center field. Evan Martin, the first baseman, will bat third. Cade Johnson playing in right field, batting cleanup, followed by Sebastian Watson in left field, hitting fifth. Batting sixth, starting at third, is Jalen Riddle. Behind the plate catching, Waylon McKnight will bat seventh. The DH will be Jace Johnson hitting in the eighth spot for starting pitcher Cole Collins. And Logan Anderson, the second baseman, will bat ninth and round things out for the Doc Stewarts. Docs will be facing Jake Bernardi on the mound. Bernardi out of Bend High School, graduating this spring, headed to Chemeketa Community College. Right-hander.
The bottom of the first
trying to see if he can keep it a 1-0 lead for Boss Baseball here early on in this 7-inning contest. Brooks Avery will dig in. 0 for a day yesterday, unfortunately. It was not a huge offensive day for the Docs when they won yesterday, 6-3. Brooks will look to turn that around as he takes the first pitch from Bernardi for strike 1. That is your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Doc Stewarts. The 0-1 pitch, line drive, and there it is. Base hit for Brooks Avery. Gets him on the board after going hitless yesterday. He's got the first hit of the ball game, and every first hit is brought to you by MSK True Value and Building Supply. Make sure that your summer projects are a hit. Stop by MSK True Value and Building Supply in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Runner on with nobody out for the Doc Stewarts. Carson Dunn will stand in. Docs are hoping to match what Boss did in the first inning after getting the leadoff man on with a base hit. Bunt's foul for Carson Dunn on a sacrifice attempt there. Cooper's Pest Control, when you're looking to build your best defensive lineup, we'll call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control is your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. Pickoff throw to first. Back in goes Avery. Brooks Avery and Carson Dunn, your two leaders in stolen bases this season for the Docs. Dunn at the plate is leading the way with 18 already this year. There goes Avery. They taking a ball. The throw goes to the backup man at second base. So it is a 1-1 count for Carson Dunn, and now Brooks Avery is at second in scoring position after he steals for, that would be, for Brooks Avery, number 10 on the season. The only two guys in double figures in that category. Pitch low and outside, a 2-1 count for Carson Dunn with a man in scoring position. Docs trailing 1-0 here early on. Warm one today here in Corvallis, as it was yesterday, is a swing and a miss. 2-2 count. We are looking at 87 degrees currently here in Corvallis. 2-2 pitch. Dunn will foul that one down the third base side. He stays alive as he fights off that pitch. Corvallis, home of the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen, the host team in the tournament. Tournament honored and named in honor of former Corvallis standout Mickey Riley. 2-2 pitch outside, and the count will go full for Carson Dunn. We were telling you some about Mickey Riley yesterday, about how his accolades, the standout he was in athletics and going on to coaching, and then the unfortunate early passing due to ALS. It's a 3-2 pitch. Again fouled away, this time right side for Dunn. Stays alive with the 3-2 count. Mickey Riley was a teammate of current news editor there at the News Review, Tom Eggers, back in the day at Crescent Valley High School. Then went on to graduate from Corvallis in 1979. Looking to try and steal third. Avery is now caught in a pickle. He's going to go diving back into second, out at second base, and the Doc Stewarts will lose their man in scoring position. And so there's one away, nobody on for the Doc Stewarts. Avery just trying to get an early jump there and got a little bit too early of a start. Base is empty. Dunn gets hit by a pitch, and that's nothing new. He was hit twice yesterday. Carson Dunn hit by a pitch twice yesterday and was walked with the bases loaded. So his on-base percentage was feeling pretty good yesterday. He'll get on and see if he can get himself into scoring position with one away. Evan Martin will bat. Evan Martin had the big day at the plate yesterday for the Doc Stewarts, was 2 for 4 with 3 RBI. He had a couple of singles. He drove in 1 run with his single in the third to start the scoring for the Docs, and then drove in 2 more in the seventh to give the Docs some breathing room against the Midcoast Dungeons yesterday. He takes the first pitch for strike 1 from Jake Bernardi. Taking a look at the defense here for Boss Baseball. Back behind the plate, Olin Knopfsinger is the catcher. As a pickoff move to first. Caden Isola at first. Cal Pickard at second. Nate Goodman at third. Logan Macy at short. And in the outfield from left to right, Tyson Flack, Luke Bent, and Joe Baccaro. Runner going. The pitch low and outside. Throw to second. Gets away from the second baseman, Pickard. Rolled out of his glove. The throw was there in time, and I think they would have gotten the call. But in safely will be Carson Dunn as the ball popped out of the glove. So into second base goes Carson Dunn after getting hit by a pitch. The 1-1 for Martin. Ground ball to short. The shortstop falling down. Throw to first. Won't get it there in time. Isola stretching up to get to that baseball, pulls it in, stays on the bag. The throw did not beat Martin, but for Isola, the important part there is making sure that ball didn't get by him. Dunn moves up to third, and if that ball gets by, Carson Dunn is scoring easily.
Number 1.
Runners on the corners with 1 out. Cade Johnson will bat, and the Docs still, despite having a runner caught off the bag to lead things off, the Doc Stewart still with an RBI opportunity here in the first to try and tie this up. Cade Johnson takes the pitch outside. The ball bounces off the backstop. Throw to the plate will get Carson Dunn, and he can't believe it. Into second base will go Evan Martin. So 2 away, and the Docs have had 2 runners cut down at the on the bases. Carson Dunn caught stealing on the pitch that gets by. That was a close one there. And it might have been, if we had the high-def replay, they might have been able to tell that his fingertips got in before the tag. But when you're judging by the naked eye, it is not easy to always see every single frame of a play as it happens. The 2-0 pitch swung on and missed by Johnson on the breaking ball. Martin did get to second base on the wild pitch, so still a man in scoring position. Docs have had runners at second and third throughout this inning, but so far have not been able to cash in. 2-1 pitch is high. Cade Johnson a 3-1 count. 2 hits and a hit batter. First 3 runners all getting on base, and the Docs have not scored. Like to see the pressure they're putting on Boss Baseball, but they've got to capitalize on it. And here's another chance. Hit by a pitch. Cade Johnson will get on. That's the second hit batter for Jake Bernardi.
Now batting.
And 2 runners on with 2 down. All it's going to take is a base hit here for the Doc Stewarts. Sebastian Watson will dig in. Watson starting in left field. First pitch is up above the head and behind him for ball 1. Jake Bernardi on the mound. Out of Bend High School, told you he's headed to Chemeketa Community College next year. A lot of these guys heading to college programs in their future. Boss Baseball out of the Bend area. You've got teams represented from Bend High School, Summit, Mountain View. You've got Ridgeview out of Redmond, Culver High School, Sisters, Madras in there, Lapine as well. So a lot of Central Oregon covered there for Boss Baseball. Not an American Legion baseball team, a travel ball club team. 1-1 count for Sebastian Watson after a called strike. Jake Bernardi had a quick visit to the mound there from his teammates. Throw down to first base, not in time to get Cade Johnson as they pick to the second runner. Out at first base, Evan Martin, the lead runner in the situation. Bernardi looking to get out of things here in the first. Docs have been putting pressure on the whole way. Ball hit towards third, scooped up by Goodman. He'll tag third base for the force out. And that will finish off the Doc Stewarts here in the first inning. So they are able to get a lot of runners on base. They are not able to bring any of them across home. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on.
There were no Boss Baseball.
We are through 1 inning of play. We go to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Boss Baseball in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Leading off the top of the second inning for Boss Baseball, the center fielder, number 27.
Top of the second inning, Docs trail 1-0 against Boss. Cole Collins back out there. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. First pitch for Collins, swing and a miss out of Luke Bentz, the center fielder. 1 away. For those that watch online, got to shoot through a window, so if you see giant bugs crawling across the screen, that is not new monsters to the planet Earth. Those are just insects on the outside of the window we shoot the camera through, so don't get alarmed. Pitch low and outside, a 1-1 count. I watched back to some of yesterday's film and was seeing that, and I thought, oh boy, that's an interesting point of view of the game. 1-1, pitch fouled away by Bentz. Cole Collins ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. Luke Bentz out of Summit High School, heading to Whitworth College. On his Twitter bio, listed at 6'2", 185 pounds. Graduating this spring there at Summit. His 1-2 pitch from Collins. Check swing. Going to appeal down to first. The call is no, he did not go around. It's a 2-2 count. Not a lot of breeze going on today. I stopped to eat lunch and tried to eat outside in some shade, and boy, it was breezy over there. But here at the ballpark, seeming like a calm day as a swing and a miss, providing a bit of a breeze there. Luke Bentz, as Dan Patrick likes to say, the whiff. Swing and a miss. First strikeout in the game for Cole Collins, 1 away. All strikeouts by Doc's pitchers are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. Stop by for dinner tonight. They're at the corner of Bellows and Harvard in Roseburg. Joe Baccaro will bat. He takes low and inside for ball 1. Baccaro from Mountain View High School, graduating in 2023. Part of the recruiting class for Chemeketa. Going to go play for the Storm. They're in Salem next year. The 1-0 pitch is high from Collins. Doc's wearing the black tops here today. They're sitting in the dugout on the third base side, which gets more of the sun than the first base dugout. So they are going to be hopefully hydrating well down there today. A 2-1 count after a swing and a miss for Vaccaro. Already up here in the booth, I've probably, I might lose some water weight here today. I can't imagine what the players are thinking. 2-1 delivery. There's a breaking ball across for a strike, and Vaccaro, a 2-2 count against Cole Collins with 1 away and nobody on here in the top of the second. Collin looking into McKnight behind the plate. The Oakland Ochre throwing to the Sutherland Bulldog. Strike 3 got him on the outside corner. Vaccaro goes down looking. He'll slowly trot back to the dugout. Unhappy with the strike 3 call. That's back-to-back Ks for Cole Collins.
Number 7.
And it'll bring up Byron Miller, the DH. Miller batting in the 7 spot. He hits for starting pitcher Jake Bernardi. Swing and a miss on his first pitch. So back-to-back strikeouts for Cole Collins. Again, all strikeouts brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. The 0-1 delivery from Collins. His breaking ball slices through. Started inside, right around the belly button there against Miller. And that one cut hard towards the outside half, dropping down to the knee high. 0-2 pitch. Almost strikes out the side. Miller gets a piece of it to stay alive with 2 outs and nobody on base here in the top of the second inning. Doc's trying to pitch the shutout here in the second, keep it a 1-run deficit, and see if they can keep the offensive momentum they were building there in the first inning going in the second. They'll need to try and see if they can be a little bit more efficient with their offense, but they were getting guys on base. The 0-2 pitch, fouled away again by Miller. Miller will stay alive. Miller from Mountain View High School, class of 2024. Continues to battle with the 0-2 pitch. Collins trying to wrap it up here. Misses high. That pitch, you'd like to be a little bit closer to the zone, see if you can get that hitter to try and chase after it. Miller does not oblige. A 1-2 delivery coming up. That breaking ball misses high, 2-2 count, as Miller has fought his way back into the at-bat. Two-two delivery, trying to wrap things up. Top of the second inning for Cole Collins. And he misses high again. He has been high on the last 3 pitches. He'd been rolling with strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats. Started out the count 0-2 against Miller. Miller fouled off a couple of pitches, and Collins must be looking to try and see if he can entice something to swing and miss at high. The 3-2 pitch, there he goes. That's the pitch he wanted at the top of the zone. Swing and a miss for Byron Miller, and Cole Collins will strike out the side. That makes it easy here. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 ball game. Doc Stewart's trailing against Boss on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Bottom of the second inning. Doc Stewart's Baseball brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Doc Stewart's will have Jalen Riddle to lead things off here in the bottom of the second. Riddle, McKnight, and Johnson, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up for the Doc Stewarts, trailing 1-0 against Boss Baseball out of Bend. Riddle, first pitch in for strike 1. Jalen Riddle on the season, batting .290, increasing his average after yesterday's game. He gets around on one, grounds at third base side. That takes a hop up off the heel of the glove for Nate Goodman, rolls into the corner. Riddle's going to hustle his way to second, gets in with a feet-first slide, And he's into scoring position for the Doc Stewarts here early in this one. We're going to say an error at third base, E5. And that'll be a two-bag error for Boss Baseball. And
Now
for Jalen Riddle gets on and into scoring position.
Number 18, Waylon McKnight.
Waylon McKnight will bat. McKnight on the season. He's got one of the best averages, only 11 at-bats in 5 games, but he's hitting .364. Right now he's looking to make contact, see if he can move Jalen Riddle over, possibly bring him in with a base hit. He takes high and away for ball 1. First at-bat of the tournament for Waylon McKnight. Today's starting catcher for the Docs. Takes high and inside, lays off the breaking ball. Kind of interesting. I'm sure that Cole Collins and Waylon McKnight have probably known each other plenty through the years, getting to pitch and catch here today. Inside to McKnight, the Bulldog from Sutherland High. Oakland and Sutherland not in the same classification, 2A versus 3A. Oakland at the 2A level, Sutherland at the 3A level during the high school season. But those two schools so close in each other's proximity that there's a natural rivalry there, and the two teams get chances to play against each other in various sports. As a 4-pitch walk issued to McKnight.
Now batting, the designated
so his
hitter,
first at-bat of the tournament
20,
results with a base on balls. And there's runners at first and second with nobody out. We'll get Drew Camp running at first base.
Running at first base for the Docs, number 11, Drew
Jace Johnson will stand in. Courtesy runner, Drew Camp at first. Jalen Riddle at second. Some good speed on the bases. Jace Johnson standing in. Jace, obviously a great high school career, wrapping up in the spring for him at South Umpqua High School. Looking to get the bat going a bit here this summer. Hitting .200 at the moment. He'll take outside for ball 1. Jace, 6 games, 20 plate appearances, 15 at-bats. He's 3 for 15 at the moment, but he does have 2 doubles in those 3 hits. And he gets hit by a pitch. That's one way to get yourself on base. That is the 3rd hit batter of the ballgame for Jake Bernardi. And the bases are loaded. Doc Stewart's, every hitter has gotten on base for the Docs today, but they have not scored a run. So there's that going for us, I guess. In the first inning, Brooks Avery got on with a single, stole second, but then tried to get too much of a jump going to steal third and got caught in a pickle and was out. Carson Dunn was hit by a pitch, stole second. Then on a single by Evan Martin, he went to third on the single by Martin, then tried to score on a wild pitch and was thrown out at the plate. Martin was on at second base. He was forced out at third for the final out of the first inning when Cade Johnson grounded to third baseman Nate Goodman. So that first inning, Johnson got on with a hit by pitch. Then it was Watson that was the final at bat, got on with the fielder's choice. So it's been quite the start to the ball game here for the Doc Stewarts. They're looking to try and take advantage. Bases loaded and nobody out. Logan Anderson is the 9 hitter. He stands in and takes the first pitch for ball 1. This game seems so simple and basic, and then things like that happen where Docs have gotten 8 runners on base in this game and haven't scored. Pitch inside to Logan Anderson. He's got himself a 2-0 count, a walk with nowhere to put him. Logan Anderson could be a hero if he draws a walk. Anderson takes one on the inside corner. Bernardi trying to hit that inside edge. Finally gets one in right around mid-thigh. Logan Anderson batting .263 on the season. He's got 3 RBI. He's looking to try and add to that total here. He'll hit one. Third base side. That's just foul down that third base line. Just across the chalk line as it was just past the bag. Two count. Logan Anderson, the 9 hitter, with the bases loaded. He hits one to left field. That's going to be a base hit. One run will score to tie it up. They're going to send a second runner to the plate. Coming around, Drew Camp will get in. The ball now gets away, and everybody else will move up 90 feet. So Jalen Riddle easily scored on the base hit by Anderson. And then Drew Camp running for Waylon McKnight came around to score. And then as the throw got away, Jace Johnson will move up to third.
Number 5.
And Anderson moved up to second base. So the Doc Stewarts will take the lead 2-1 here in the second. And still nobody out with runners at second and third. Squaring to bunt, pushing it first base side. That one will roll pretty much most of the way down the first base line for Brooks Avery before it is fielded by Caden Isola for strike one in foul territory. So the first error of the ballgame for Boss Baseball coming on that throw to the plate. Got away from the catcher. And Johnson and Anderson both move up 90 feet. An 0-1 count for Brooks Avery. He'll take high and inside for a 1-1 count. Avery with one hit already in the ballgame, up for a second time in his mini innings. Bottom of the second, Doc's the designated home team for today's game and tomorrow's game. The 1-1 pitch is low and outside, gets away from the catcher, Knopfsinger, breaking for the plate. Throw won't be in time this time, and in safely will go Jace Johnson. Doc Stewarts will add to the lead on top 3-1. Still nobody out. A 2-1 count for Brooks Avery and Logan Anderson at third. The 2-1 pitch. That ball to left field, well struck. Long run for Flack, and he won't get there. That ball one hops the fence. Luke Bentz gets there as well. It'll be Flack that sends it back in. It's a RBI double for Brooks Avery, and the Doc Stewarts are rolling here in the second inning. Avery to second base. Anderson comes in to score. Nobody out, and it is 4-1. Doc's in front. And the trend has continued. Every Doc Stewart's batter has still reached base.
The center fielder, number 3.
Finally are able to get some runs across.
Dunn.
It's now 4-1. Carson Dunn will bat. He hits a line drive over the head of the third baseman, Nate Goodman. That's into left field. Avery coming around to score. Dunn heading for second. He's in safely. It's another RBI for the Doc Stewarts, and they lead 5-1 here early on. That's a second straight double. It's the second extra base hit of the ballgame for the Docs, and they lead at 5-1, and we're getting a pitching change. That gives us a perfect opportunity to let you know all extra base hits and RBIs are brought to you by BTB Moving, providing labor services for your moving needs. Veteran-owned, affordable, dependable, efficient, and careful. Senior and veteran discounts are available, so book now at 541-315-0122, or you can find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. They'll help you out whether you're moving in Roseburg or Douglas County, or if you're looking to move anywhere around the state, they can help you out. That's BTB Moving. So we're going to get a pitching change here in the second inning. A call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. We'll get you caught up with all the changes when we come back after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, We stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
New man on the mound for Boss Baseball will be Luke Bentz, who moves in from center field. Joe Vaccaro goes to center field, and into the game was Drew Boyle, who will take over in right field. So Bentz will take over on the mound. He gets the first pitch in, popped up by Evan Martin, fouled back behind home, out of play. Doc Stewart's leading this one by a score of 5-1. Out at second base, Carson Dunn, after his double, drove in Brooks Avery. Here's a line drive shot to center field. That'll get in safely. Avery is at third. They'll hold him there. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second, and the Doc Stewarts with their 6th hit of the ball game, 2nd hit in the game for Evan Martin. He continues to hit well for the Docs, puts runners on the corners.
Number 1, Cade
and it'll bring up Cade Johnson. Cade Johnson hit by pitches first time up. He'll take in the dirt for ball 1. Bentz will deliver in for a strike. Runner going. The runner from third heading home. In safely goes Avery. Excuse me, that's Carson Dunn. My bad. Carson Dunn will score. In safely at second was Martin. It was for a strike, so a 1-1 count. 6-1. Doc Stewart's in front. Still nobody out in the second. Cade Johnson, the 1-1 pitch, ducks out of the way. Felt like he had enough time there to think about, do I want to take a baseball off of the helmet? And I guess the decision was no, I'll duck out of the way of this one. Takes again. And it is a 3-1 count for Cade Johnson. Takes in the dirt, ball 4. And Johnson has himself a walk with nobody out.
Now batting, the left fielder.
And the Doc Stewarts continue to roll here in the second inning.
Watson.
First walk issued by Bentz. Just the second walk of the ball game. Fouled away on the first pitch for Sebastian Watson, batting in the 5 spot in the lineup for the Doc Stewarts, leading this one 6-1. Nobody out in the second. And Watson, the 9th hitter to the plate already. The 0-1 pitch, high and away. One ball, one strike to Sebastian Watson. That breaking ball, that was a pretty good pitch right there. That one started letter high and sliced to the inside edge of that plate to Sebastian Watson. Bentz with a 1-2 count. Fouled into the glove for strike 3, and that will be the first out here in the second inning for the Doc Stewarts. A strikeout, 1 away.
Now
up for a second time will be Jalen Riddle.
Number 6, Jalen Riddle.
Riddle will stand in. Still have runners at first and second, 1 away. Swings through the first pitch from Bentz, who is maybe starting to feel his rhythm on the mound just a little bit after coming in on quick relief. Gave up a single and a walk, but then gets a strikeout. He's got the 0-1 pitch to Riddle, misses outside. Doc Stewart's baseball leading 6-1 here in the second inning. Today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. High and inside to Riddle, 2 balls and 1 strike. Riddle started things off here in the second inning with a grounder to third. That was misplayed. He got on to second base on that one. He puts a bunt down third base side, and that is foul for strike two. A little bit of indecision on that at bat for Jalen Riddle. Stuck it out there early on, and it looked like for a split second, thought about trying to spin out of the way on an inside pitch, hung with it, and kept the barrel out there, got a piece of it, but fouls it off. 2-2 pitch from Bentz. Breaking ball, that one fouled away by Riddle as he stays alive. That ball, a looping breaking ball in. Riddle out in front of it, but got just a piece. He'll see another 2-2 pitch from Luke Bentz. Fouled away. The battle will continue. The book is closed on Jake Bernardi. He gives up 6 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 3 hit batters. Those are not all earned runs, I would think. A 2-2 pitch, 1 unearned run or 1 earned? 1 unearned. That's what I was thinking too. So 5 earned runs out of the 6 against Bernardi. 2-2 count. The battle continuing for Jalen Riddle at the plate as he fouled off another one. His 2-2 pitch from Bentz. Check swing, and the umpire behind home says he didn't hold up enough. Another strikeout for Luke Bentz. There's 2 away. Back-to-back strikeouts for the Boss Baseball.
The catcher, number 18.
That'll bring up Waylon McKnight, who drew a walk in the second inning. Here in this inning, I should say. Drew Camp got on to run for him and came around to score. McKnight takes low and outside for ball 1. A 1-0 count. That pitch is low for McKnight. 2 balls, no strikes. I just overheard 13 straight hitters get on base for the Doc Stewarts, and then the last 2 have struck out back-to-back. It's been an interesting ball game to start things off. Strike 1 on a swing and a miss for McKnight. 2 balls and a strike. 2 away here in the second inning. Doc Stewart's in the bottom of the second have put up 6 runs so far, but they've got runners at first and second as a pitch in the dirt. Count goes to 3-1 for McKnight. Docs are trying to play for a win here today, and then that means they control their own fate going into tomorrow to try and make it into the title game. Check swing, and McKnight watches it go by for strike 2. Good movement on the breaking ball there for Bentz. 3-2 delivery. That ball is golfed out of play down the right field side. Runners were all taking off on the 3-2 pitch with 2 away. It's been a long half inning here for Boss Baseball. This is the 11th hitter to the plate for the Doc Stewarts. They bat through here in the second. McKnight trying to keep it going, a 3-2 pitch. Takes low and outside for ball 4, his second walk here in the second inning. Bases are loaded with 2 away. It'll be Jace Johnson to bat. We'll get Drew Camp on a second time here in the second for Waylon McKnight.
Base for the Docs, number 11, Drew Camp. Now batting, the designated hitter.
It'll be Jace Johnson, who was hit by a pitch his last time up and eventually came around to score on a wild pitch. He takes low and inside. I think Jay's trying to say that might have hit his foot, and he's not going to get the call there. 1-0 count for Bentz. Misses low and outside, 2-0. So pitching is obviously faltered a bit here for Boss Baseball in this one. Jake Bernardi doesn't get through the first 2 innings. Luke Bentz has come on in short relief, and now he's got a 3-0 count against Jace Johnson. A walk would bring in a run. 3-0. There's a called strike. That one didn't get the zone by much. That was right at the top of the zone on the inside corner. 3-1 for Jace. gets around on an inside pitch, fouls it to the third base side, and the count will go full. Runners will all be moving. Bases are loaded. At third base, Evan Martin. Cade Johnson at second. Drew Camp at first. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and it is 7-1. Doc Stewart's add another on a bases loaded walk. So Jace Johnson will pick up an RBI, which of course is always brought to you by BTB
Now
Moving.
batting, the second baseman.
Find them on
number
Facebook
14,
at BTB
Logan
Moving.
Anderson.
If you are looking for a little bit of help with your next move across town, across the county, or across the state. Strike one on the first pitch to Logan Anderson. Anderson is now the 13th hitter to the plate here in the second. Bases remain loaded. 7 runs in total for the Docs. Breaking ball low and outside, 1-1 count. Long half inning here for Boss Baseball out there in the sun trying to play defense. That ball opposite field. Diving attempt. And he hung on to it in right field. Drew Boyle, a head-first dive, goes full-on Superman as he goes to the turf to take one away from Logan Anderson. And that's the final put-out here in the second inning. So the Doc Stewarts are going to put 7 runs on the board. They lead going to the top of the third. Cole Collins with a big advantage to work with on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For
Copy.
Dr. Stewart's in the bottom of the second inning, 7 runs on 4 hits. There were 2 Boss Baseball errors and 3 runners left on base. After 2 innings, Dr. Stewart 7, Boss Baseball 1. Leading off the top of the third inning for Boss Baseball, the catcher, number 6, Olin Knopziger.
We go to the top of the third inning. Doc Stewart's now in front, 7-1 against Boss Baseball. It'll be Olin Knopziger, the catcher, that'll stand in against Cole Collins, who had to hang out in the dugout for a while there, and the Doc's not in the shade, so hopefully he found a nook or cranny that he could hide away and stay cool in. The 1-0 pitch for Collins is fouled back for strike 1. Doc Stewart's looking to try to go to 2-0 in the tournament here today. Doc's Baseball is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Knopziger, a 1-1 pitch. Takes low from Collins. Was told he is from Redmond. He was a write-in on the roster from Redmond High School, or Ridgeview in Redmond. The 2-1, fouled back. Tournament has been very competitive here so far. There haven't really been any lopsided scores from any of the games. So if you're a Docs fan and thinking a runaway victory here, might hold your breath a little bit. 2-2 pitch. That ball in the air right side. Not very deep. Coming in, Cade Johnson will be there to make the catch. 1 away. That brings up Tyson Flack, the left fielder.
The left fielder, number 1, Tyson Flack.
Flack will bat from the left-handed side of the plate. Yesterday, you had an 8-7, 6-3, 6-3, and 9-8 final scores yesterday, so none of those all that lopsided. High and away, 1-0 count. Today you've had the Post 20 Dirtbags winning 6-5 over the Midcoast Dungees. And then WVMBL, Willamette Valley, out of Salem area, the Mariners. They won 9-2 over the Portland Hillsdale Merchants, which are up there out of the Portland west side area. 9-2 the final score, so that's 7-run ball game. That's the largest margin of victory in the tournament so far. As a ball off the hand, shallow center field. Carson Dunn calls everybody off, and that'll retire Flack. 2 away. And it brings up Fisher Barber, who is the extra hitter in the lineup.
The extra hitter, number 8.
A little bit of
Fisher Barber.
Travel Ball Club rules here, not American Legion rules, to have the extra hitter. 2 away, nobody on against Cole Collins, who gave up 1 run in the first, and that has been it so far. His team is leading 7-1. A first pitch breaking ball is high. Doc Stewarts are in the red division in the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament. Right now they are tied with Boss Baseball at 1-0 in their tournament records. A swing and a miss on the low inside corner for Barber. He's got a 1-1 count. The Dirtbags out of Dallas, they're 1-1 in tournament play. And the Midcoast Dungees, who the Docs beat yesterday, are 0-2 in the red division. Breaking ball just outside. 2-1 count. So right now the Docs and Boss are both at the top of the red division standings at 1-0 records. 2-1 pitch is just a little high. 3-1 count here for the extra hitter, Fisher Barber. Barber out of Bend High School, class of 2025. Already planning to go to Oregon State for baseball as he takes high for ball 4. Was just a sophomore and already has that OSU commit on his record. Takes the walk.
Now batting, the third baseman.
That's the first
4,
walk issued
Nate
by Cole Collins.
Goodman.
It's the first base runner to get on since the leadoff batter in the first inning. Nate Goodman had a double, and Goodman will step in for a second time here with 2 outs in the third. Takes low and outside. Collins looked like he lost his footing there for a moment, went kind of down awkwardly. He is okay. A 1-0 pitch with a man at first. 7-1 lead. Doc Stewart's in front here in the top of the third. Boss Baseball with a man at first. That ball fouled away by Goodman. Coach Savage is out of the dugout. Looked like he was checking in on Waylon McKnight for a moment there. McKnight seems to be ready to go back again. He's got a 1-1 pitch coming here from Cole Collins. Collins delivers the breaking ball in for a strike. Nate Goodman, a 1-2 count. Collins struck out the side in the second. He's looking for his 4th punch out of the game. Won't get it on that one. 2-2 count as the pitch misses low and outside. At first base is Fisher Barber, the extra hitter. There's 2 away here in the third. A 2-2 pitch. Chopped at, slow roller, third base side. Barehanded by Riddle. Throw to first. Will get away. Up to third base will go Barber. He'll hold there. And we're going to put that down as a base hit and then an error. So Goodman will get on with the swinging bunt. And that'll be the first error of the game for the Doc Stewarts.
The second baseman, number 5, Cal Pickard.
Riddle tried to do his best to make a play on that ball with the bare hand, but threw it away at first. Cal Pickard will bat. He grounded out to short in the first inning. Got an opportunity to drive in a run and see if he can help out the club and get them a little bit closer, trailing by 6. High and away for Collins. Collins was moving quickly, got a couple of fly ball outs, had the first 2 outs, but gave up a walk to Barber, who's now at third, and then a base hit and an error to Nate Goodman, who's at first base. A ball popped up. It's playable. Collins is calling for it. The pitcher will make the grab. That ball would have been fair when it, at least where it landed, would have been in fair territory. If Collins hadn't caught it, whether or not it stays fair is another question. But Collins makes the play for the final out here in the top of the third. So the Doc Stewarts will get through the third inning without giving up another run to Boss Baseball. No runs. There was one hit.
Doc's error. And 2 runners left
no runs,
on
1
base.
hit, 1 error, and 2 runners left
After
on
2 innings,
for Boss Baseball. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 7-1. Doc Stewart's in front of Boss Baseball out of Bend on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're going to get another call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard State Farm Insurance. If you've been considering a change when it comes to your insurance coverage, get in touch with Chris. He can help you deal with all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. That's Chris Hubbard. Give him a call at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. Tyson Flack will take over on the mound, a left-handed pitcher. Will move to the mound, and Luke Bentz
number 1, Tyson
will move back to the outfield, as I understand it. So Bentz will go back to center field. Baccaro goes back to right, and Boyle will move to left field. So Baccaro and Bentz go back to their starting positions in the outfield. And then Tyson Flack, who was in left field, is replaced by Drew Boyle, who went in defensively in the last half inning. First pitch, a sliding grab out in center field made by Bentz. As he takes away a possible hit there for Brooks Avery, who will lead off things here in the third inning with his third at-bat.
Number 3, Carson
That'll be the first time he does not get on base. Brings up Carson Dunn. Dunn is 1 for 1 with a double and has been hit by a pitch. He takes ball 1. Tyson Flack out of Lapine High School was a first-team All-State outfielder and is headed to Umpqua Community College coming up next year, I presume for baseball, but apparently he is a fairly talented wrestler as well. 2-0 pitch, fouled away by Dunn. Luke Bentz pitches 1 inning of work for Boss Baseball. Bentz tagged with just 1 run. And it was an unearned team unearned run. Strike called. So I like working with Kip because he knows all the things that I don't pay attention to nearly as much. I love learning this stuff, but it doesn't stay in my brain quite as well. 2-2 pitch. Bounces in for Carson Dunn, and it's a full count. Only 1 hit as well for Luke Bentz that he gave up. 1 of the 6 that the Docs have had in this game. There's a ball well struck out to left field. On the run is Boyle. He'll square it up, and just in front of the warning track out and left. Carson Dunn got around on that one, but not quite enough. 2 away. So the Doc Stewart's a couple of fly ball outs to center and left.
Number 17.
Nobody on base. Evan Martin will try to get his 3rd hit in the game. He's got a couple of singles so far. Docs need a new bat from the bat boy. Luke Bentz, 1 inning, gave up 1 unearned run on 1 hit. He had 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. He did not hit a batter. Jake Bernardi, the starting pitcher, he did have 3 hit batters in his time on the mound. Swing and a foul ball on the first pitch to Evan Martin. Tyson Flack so far has come in and done well. He's retired the first 2 batters. Hits the outside corner for strike 2. Is the wind starting to pick up a bit here in the afternoon in Corvallis? Feels good when it comes through the window. Just get the air circulating a little bit here on a hot day in Corvallis. Outside on the 0-2 pitch. Call it hot. We haven't even started seeing regularly in the 90s yet, which I'm sure is right around the corner with July just about here. Swinging and fouling that one off, protecting the outside corner. Evan Martin stays alive. Heard that I think things got maybe almost to 90 down in Roseburg yesterday. The pitch bounces in. Evens up the count for Evan Martin, 2-2. Looking at 88 degrees right now in Roseburg. Expecting things to hit 89. Probably here real soon. 2-2 pitch for Evan Martin. Tyson Flack, the lefty, gets him to swing and miss. Tag applied by Knopfsinger, and that will finish things off here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Doc Stewarts. So the Docs go down quietly in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. They go down 1-2-3, but they still lead this one 7-1 as we go to the top of the 4th on 541radio.com and on the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event, plus you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Leading off the top of the 4th inning for Boss Baseball, the shortstop, number 10, Logan Macy.
Macy, Isola, and Bentz, your 3 hitters scheduled up for Boss Baseball as we start the 4th inning. A 7-1 ball game in favor of the Doc Stewarts. Cole Collins on the mound still for the Docs. His first pitch, strike 1, called against Logan Macy, who has a sac fly and an RBI back in the 1st. Docs do have an arm up and getting loose in the bullpen for him at the moment. The 0-1 pitch from Collins misses low. That is Evan Corbin out there that is getting some throws in the bullpen for the Docs. Logan Macy, a 1-1 pitch from Collins. Gets underneath it, out to center field. Running back, Carson Dunn tracks it down. Will make that catch for the first out of the 4th inning. Carson Dunn, boy, he's such a valuable tool in center field for the Doc Stewarts.
Now batting.
Such great speed, able to track down so many baseballs. That ball was not that badly hit, and Dunn was playing in a little bit, but Macy didn't get enough of it to get it past Dunn in straightaway center field. One down, Isola will swing through on the first pitch he sees from Cole Collins. Isola flew out to right field his first time up. Caden Isola out of Bend High School. He was a first-team All-State selection at first base. He's heading to Sacramento City College now that he's graduated. He gets a line drive. That one snagged at second base by Logan Anderson. Anderson, that's one of those line drives that just feels like it takes forever to get to the infielder. Anderson thought for sure he was going to have to try to jump to see if he could even get to that ball, but it just didn't have a lot of zip on it. And it just kind of slowly made its way right to him. He had a little bit of a jump, but he might have been able to make that catch without leaving the ground. 2 away, Luke Bentz struck out swinging in the second. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1 from Cole Collins. Here in the top of the 4th inning, a 7-1 lead for the Doc Stewarts. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Ball fouled away. And Luke Bentz has himself an 0-2 count. There is the 10-run rule in the tournament. Doc still has they have a way to go to even really kind of consider that. They've got to get a few more runs on the board, but it is in play with a 7-1 lead at the moment. Another ball fouled off by Bentz. And he's got himself an 0-2 count. Cole Collins trying to get another 1-2-3 inning. He did it back in the second. His 0-2 pitch here to Bentz. That ball lined over the head of Logan Anderson out into right field this time. Anderson is not quite tall enough to get to that one. It is a base hit out to Cade Johnson in right, and Luke Bentz on for the first time here this afternoon.
The right fielder,
1 on with 2 down, and Joe Vaccaro will bat. Vaccaro struck out looking in the second. He bats with a man on and 2 away here in the 4th. First pitch over the top there for Collins, and he didn't quite spike it, but that ball was headed straight for the plate, out of the hands of Collins. Cole, a very successful senior season at Oakland High School this year. It's time called. One-0 pitch. Low and inside. It goes through the legs for McKnight. And Bentz will quickly take second base on the pass ball. Bentz wasting no time, rushing to second base. Joe Vaccaro back in with a 2-0 count. Ooh, pitch just misses. 3 balls, no strikes. Cole Collins this year, 2A, 1A, Special District 5 Pitcher of the Year. Had a 0.78 ERA in 54 innings worked for the Oakers. He gets a foul ball on the 3-0 pitch. In 54 innings during the high school season at the 2A, 1A level, Cole Collins 124 strikeouts to just 30 walks. It's an average that pitchers would pretty much everywhere would take. 3-1, the count. There's strike 2. And it's a full count for Vaccaro. 7-1 score, top of the 4th. Boss Baseball with a man in scoring position and 2 away. Collins looking to wrap it up with his 3-2 pitch. Just outside. He can't get him. That's a walk, second in the game for Collins. Now he will face Byron Miller.
Number 23.
Nope.
Drew
That's right.
Boyle.
The DH came out. Byron Miller no longer hitting after he struck out in the second. And with the defensive changes, Drew Boyle takes over in this spot. He gets his first at-bat of the afternoon. Takes the first pitch on a curveball for strike 1. Drew Boyle out of Madras High School. He was a second-team All-State selection in the outfield. A senior this year for the White Buffalo. Swings after a pitch out of the zone. Up around the eyes, looked real enticing with that breaking ball there by Collins. And Boyle finds himself in an 0-2 count with 2 away. Runners at first and second. Collins 0-2 pitch. Misses low. Doc Stewart's Baseball also brought to you by Dr. Lance and Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. They are accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. The 1-2 pitch, reaching and just making contact. Boyle will stay alive. That reminds me, Dr. Randall's Crowns, the Pepsi bottle caps, and the Bowers Industrial Loggers, they're hosting the Father's Day tournament down in, or excuse me, not Father's Day, that was earlier in the season, the 4th of July tournament. Get the right holiday weekend in here for you. 4th of July tournament going on down in Roseburg at Champion Car Wash Field starting today. The 1-2 pitch from Collins misses low, 2-2 count. Dr. Randall's and Pepsi, both our single-A Legion affiliates there in Roseburg. They square off tonight. That one coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes from now there at Champion Car Wash Field. 2-2 pitch for Collins, trying to finish out this 4th inning, and he'll miss low and outside. And after getting ahead 0-2 against Drew Boyle for a second straight batter, Cole Collins now finds himself with a full count pitch coming up. And a walk would load him up here. With 2 away, Docs are close to getting out of this 4th inning, but need to finish this one off. Collins, a 3-2 pitch. That ball in the air out towards center field. On the run, Carson Dunn calls everyone off and finishes the inning. Boss Baseball will leave 2 men stranded on as Cole Collins gets through the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and there were 2 men left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Docs are leading 7-1 on top of Boss Baseball here from the Star Spangled Tournament in Corvallis on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for Dr. Stewart's, the right fielder.
Doc Stewart's ahead of Boss Baseball as we begin the bottom of the 4th. Today's game brought to you by Flyway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts. Give them a call at 672-5701. Cade Johnson, first pitch, hit on the foot. And Cade will get on base for a second time with the hit by pitch. That's the 4th hit batter in the ballgame for the Doc Stewarts. And Tyson Flack on the mound. That's the first time he has hit a batter. Docs get a man on. Sebastian Watson will stand in. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out last time he was up. He gets around on one towards left field, and he will have an have a base hit. He will try to stretch it into 2. And into third goes Cade Johnson. Into second base goes Sebastian Watson. And the Doc Stewarts with 2 in scoring position. That is an extra base hit brought to you by BTB Moving. Find them on Facebook at BTB Moving. Tyson Flack, that is the first hit that he has allowed.
Number 23.
That'll bring up Colton Sywell, who will bat here for Jalen Riddle. A pinch hitter. Takes the first pitch for strike one. So Sywell will probably come in and take over at third base for the Docs defensively. Takes outside, a 1-1 count from Tyson Flack with 2 runners in scoring position. Inside, that ball got away, breaking for home. Here comes Cade Johnson, the throw to the plate in time. It's not an overly deep backstop, and so when the ball bounces correctly off the backstop back to the catcher, they can sometimes make pretty quick plays to the plate, and we've seen that now twice in this one. So Johnson is out at home. Sebastian Watson moved up to third. It's a 2-1 pitch for Sywell, who swings. A swinging bunt throw will not be made by Flack. He hangs on to it. And on safely is Sywell.
Now batting, the catcher,
Colton Sywell.
number 18, Waylon McKnight.
That was a base hit, we're going to call, right? Yeah. So that for Colton Sywell, first hit of the summer for the young man is a swinging bunt. Probably not the way he was hoping to get that first base hit, but nonetheless, he finally got one. He's only had a few at-bats throughout the summer, been used mostly as a pitcher, sometimes getting the opportunity to play at third. First pitch in the at-bat here for Waylon McKnight, today's starting catcher for the Doc Stewarts, in for a strike. Runners on the corners with 1 away. Low and outside, sliding to his right. Knopfsinger comes away with the baseball. 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tyson Flack, the lefty on the mound, runner going, hit and run on, and it'll work as McKnight hits one through the left side. Scoring is Watson. Didn't, unfortunately, buy Sywell an extra base. He was heading for second, got the good jump, but a grounder through the left side. Boyle got to it quickly and sends it back in. And so Colton Sywell didn't have a chance to try and think of taking an extra base as he got the head start. McKnight will pick up his first base hit of the game. He's been walked twice, gets on base for a third time, which means Drew Camp comes in for a third time to run for him at first. Docs score a run. They lead it 8-1. First pitch outside, throw down to first, not in time. Going up to third base will go Sywell. That works out for the Doc Stewarts. So the back pick to first, Camp gets back in safely, but then Sywell steals third. A 1-0 count for Jace Johnson. Johnson gets around on one, sends it to left field. Doc Stewarts are going to add another run. RBI for Jace, his second of the ball game, and it's his first hit. Docs have runners at first and second. Scoring with Sywell. It's now 9-1. And a visit out to the mound. They're going to stick with Flack here. They don't make a call to the pen. Today's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Docs have had 4 straight hits against Tyson Flack, double by Watson, single by Colton Sywell, then back-to-back singles by McKnight and Jace Johnson. Strike called against Logan Anderson on the outside corner. The 0-1 pitch here to the 9-hitter. Opposite field, that one in foul territory, caught by the first baseman Isola. Everybody stays put, and Logan Anderson will be the second out here in the 4th inning. Still runners at first and second, 2 away.
Now batting.
And we go back to the top of the order.
Number 5, Brooks Avery.
Brooks Avery will stand in. Doc Stewart's leading by 8. have added 4 more hits to their total here in the 4th. Avery trying to make it 5. He takes outside for ball 1. 4 more hits. Low and inside, 2-0 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have it down as 10 hits as a ball gets through on the left side. That'll be through to drive in. There's 1 run. Stopping at third is Johnson. Up to second goes Avery. So Docs will add another one here. Camp scores for McKnight from second. Docs are leading 10-1. That is a double there for Avery down that line. His second of the game, 3rd hit. So he's making up for going without a hit yesterday. He's got 3 hits today. Low and inside, ball 1 to Carson Dunn. Docs have sent now 8 hitters to the plate here in the 4th. They sent 13 hitters to the plate in the 2nd when they jumped ahead 7-1. High and away from Flack. And he's got a 2-0 count against Dunn, who is 1 for 2 in the game with a double and a run scored and an RBI. He was also hit by a pitch. A 2-0 count. Dunn gets around. That ball belted to left field. Going back. Off the glove for the left fielder, Boyle. Docs will add 2 more as Dunn is heading around second. He loses his footing and will have to head back to the bag. He lost the helmet, then lost his footing at second. Might have been a good thing. That ball was starting to come back in as he was looking to maybe trying to stretch it to third base. He's not going to get there. Docs add 2 more. They lead at 12-1, and we're getting a call to the pen. So that'd be an error out in left field that could have finished out this inning. Carson Dunn ends up at second. Jace Johnson scored from third. Brooks Avery comes around from second. And the day is going to be done for Tyson Flack. We get a call to the pen brought to you by Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance, here in the 4th inning as the Docs get ready to send their 9th hitter to the plate. We'll come back and we will get you caught up with all the changes after this 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your 4-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet, 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
Chris Hubbard, State Farm Insurance. He's there for all of life's curveballs with life insurance coverage to help fit your budget, plus coverage for your home and auto. Contact Chris Hubbard at 541-672-3301 or visit chrisinsures.com for a quote today. Pitching change made by the Boss Baseball as they will go to their 4th pitcher of the day. Now on the mound, Joe Vaccaro moves in from right field. Tyson Flack will go out to right field defensively after he goes an inning and 2/3. He gave up 5 hits. Right now he'd be credited with 5 runs. No walks, 1 strikeout, and 1 hit batter. Up to bat here for the 3-hitter. Get a pinch hitter for Evan Martin. Braxton Dill is going to stand in. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 count. Swing and a miss. On a pitch in the dirt, trying to take third. There goes Dunn, who gets tagged out at third. Looked like the tag was on the back of his numbers, but Dunn is called out, ruled out at third base. So Braxton Dill gets his first at-bat of the game cut short because the final out is made on the base paths as Dunn is tagged out.
In the bottom of the fourth
so the Doc Stewarts will get 5 runs on 5 hits.
There was
one error for Boss Baseball and nobody left on base. So we will go to the top of the 5th inning. Doc Stewarts are leading 12-1. They need 3 outs to wrap this one up early here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
This afternoon's
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Doc Stewart's looking to close things out here in the top of the 5th, needing 3 outs from Cole Collins to wrap up a Mercy Rule victory in 5. First, or actually a 1-0 pitch to Olin Knopfsinger is hit to left field. Knopfsinger will lead things off here in the 5th inning with a single. His first hit of the game, just the 4th hit of the afternoon for Boss Baseball. Doc Stewart's leading 12-1. Today's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. They know that buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Strike one on the first pitch to Tyson Flack, the lefty batting for a second time. He is 0 for 1. Cole Collins, nobody out. The 0-1 pitch, it's fouled away. Flack in his one at-bat flew out to center field. Left-handed batter. Oh, 0-2 count for Collins, with Olin Knopfsinger out at first. That ball golfed left side, long run out there, but able to get it out near the foul line. Sebastian Watson will make the catch, 1 away. That ball hung up in the air a little bit there for Watson down that left field line. Had to make the adjustment and was able to do so.
Now batting, the extra
so 1
hitter,
out.
number 8.
The extra hitter, Fisher Barber, will bat. The youngster out of Bend High School. And his first at-bat drew a walk. Takes a strike on the first pitch. One of just 2 walks issued by Cole Collins in this one so far. Oh, 0-1 count to the 10-hitter. That pitch in the dirt. Not the first time that's happened through the years in American Legion Baseball, where sometimes you get these club teams or you play by some different rules in a game that, you know, it's kind of an exhibition game for both teams. This is a tournament game, but still using that, allowing that rule for this team. Strike called, 1-2, but it always means that most lineup cards are built for 9 players, and so it means you got to alter some things a little bit. So my 9-hitter is crunched down, fitting 2 players in that 9 spot in my lineup card. 1-2 pitch here for the 10-hitter, Fisher Barber, with a man at first. Swings through. Strike 3, and there's 2 down. That is another Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout for Cole Collins, his 4th of the ball game. 2 away, and it brings up the top of the order.
Nate
Nate Goodman will bat. He is 2 for 2 in the game with a double and a single. Last time, though, a swinging bunt for his hit. Docs Baseball this summer is sponsored by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. That ball is in the air right side. Long run for Cade Johnson in foul territory. He'll chase it down and finish off the ball game. Doc Stewart's will win this one 12-1. And it is final. As the Doc Stewarts get the victory by the 10-run mercy rule, and that will put the Docs in a spot where they can win tomorrow and make it in to the championship game on Sunday. So at 2-0, they are in the driver's seat in the red division. A win tomorrow, and they will secure their spot for sure. Stick around. We've got more coming up for you in the Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. Don't go anywhere. We'll have that coming up for you next. Let's go ahead and take a 3-minute break. Let's use up 3 of our extra breaks here. So 3 minutes for a break. We'll come back with the post-game show on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
We come back here for your Neal Company Real Estate post-game show. Since 1977, they've been helping out our community. That's the Neal Company Real Estate. You can check them out, their available properties and rentals at nealco.com. Docs make quick work here in day 2 of the Star Spangled Tournament, winning 12-1 against Bend, or by Boss Baseball out of Bend. Final numbers: 1 run, 4 hits, 3 errors, and 5 men left on base for Boss. Doc Stewart's with 12 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left on. Gaining the win will be Cole Collins, who pitches 5 innings to pick up his first win of the season. He's now 1-2 on the year. On the other side, taking the loss will be starting pitcher Jake Bernardi for Boss Baseball. He pitched just 1 inning, gave up 6 runs on 5 hits in that first inning of play. Actually, he gave those up in the second inning. He didn't record an out, so he only gets credit for the 1 inning of work. Doc Stewart scored 7 in the second to overcome a 1-0 deficit early on, and then they would tack on 5 more in the fourth, and they would end this one after 4.5 innings of play as the home team here today. 12-1 the final score. We'll continue on with more of the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show. When we come back after another 3-minute timeout, we will take a look at some of the recap of the scoring and more of the numbers for you here from this matchup as the Doc Stewarts move to 2-0 in the Star Spangled Tournament here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
In baseball, home plate is always 60 feet 6 inches from the mound. But in life, sometimes your home plate needs to move. If you're planning to move, contact BTB Moving for help. BTB Moving is a labor-only company offering statewide services such as packing and unpacking, loading and unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. BTB Moving is an affordable veteran-owned company. Call 541-315-0122 for help with your next move. BTB Moving for all your moving needs.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Day 2 of the Star Spangled Tournament in the books for the Doc Stewarts as they improved to 2-0 on the tourney, and they are now 9-8-1 overall on the season. Boss Baseball will fall to 4-10 on the year. Boss actually led 1-0 after the first inning in this one. Boss Baseball scoring in the first inning off of Cole Collins. A leadoff double for Nate Goodman got him into scoring position. A ground out moved him to third, and then a sac fly by Logan Macy drove in the only run of the game for Boss Baseball. They led 1-0. Docs got the first 5 runners on base in the first inning, but didn't score a run. They had Brooks Avery caught between second and third in a rundown after he tried to steal third. That was the first out. Carson Dunn got on base. He was thrown out trying to score on a pitch that got to the backstop. He was the second out. And then the Docs would get runners on base, but the final put out would be made at third on the force out there to finish off the first inning. So it was kind of a weird start to the game for the Docs. They got the first 5 runners on base, and then it continued into the second inning where they continued to get guys on. They actually had the first 13 hitters got on base for the Docs Stewarts, but by that point they started to put some runs on the board. They had gone quite a ways with runners getting on and not scoring, but they finally capitalized in the second when they scored 7 runs as the Doc Stewarts would send 13 hitters to the plate in the second inning alone. And the scoring came frequently in there. Had a couple of doubles by Brooks Avery and Carson Dunn that helped drive in runs. Base hits by Logan Anderson, Evan Martin driving in runs. A bases loaded walk to Jace Johnson to help bring in a run. So the Docs were in control then after the second, leading 7-1. In the fourth inning, they would add 5 more runs. Those would come against Tyson Flack. He put the first runner on base, a hit by pitch for Cade Johnson, who officially finished 0 for 0 in the game. He was hit by a pitch twice and walked. He would get on. He'd try to steal home on a pitch that would get by the catcher, and he was thrown out at home for the first out. But the Docs double, single, 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 and they started the scoring in the fourth. An out and then another double, and the Doc Stewarts were pulling away, finally get the 10-run rule hit, and with a 12-1 score, they finished it early in the after the top of the 5th inning. Getting the win, Cole Collins, his first win of the season. He goes to 1-2. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Taking the loss is Jake Bernardi, who goes 1 inning. He gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. 5 of them are earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 3 hit batters. 4 pitchers total used by Boss Baseball in this matchup. We'll take another timeout here during the Neal Company Real Estate postgame show. When we come back, we'll look at offensive numbers, and we will wrap up today's ball game as we take a look ahead to what's coming up next for the Doc Stewarts here in Corvallis. Back after this 3-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller? When businesses were local and gave back to the community? At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
To To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Wrapping up our Neal Company postgame show as the Dock Stewarts get a 12-1 win on top of Boss Baseball here today out of Bend. We're going to take this here to the top of the hour and then send you back to CBS Sports Radio here on The Score. Today's game has been brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Also want to say thanks to Colorcraft. They're a paint store, not a paint department. And to Evergreen Family Medicine. They're now open for business at their new facility in Sutherland. Check them out there for the state-of-the-art family medicine, urgent care, and lab services. They're at the Evergreen Family Medicine Center in Sutherland, just below the golf course. Well, as we made our way through this one, I want to appreciate everybody that tuned in and joined us on the video stream. Glad to see that it seemed like we had minimal issues with the video stream here today. So I think the solution I had there about dropping some of the video quality may not have been as high def as we tried to bring you, but to make sure that it wasn't too sketchy with the choppiness, we dropped down the video quality rate, and hopefully that made it for a little bit more of an enjoyable experience on the video stream here today. Taking a look at the offensive numbers. The video stream, of course, is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Taking a look at the numbers here today, offensively for Boss Baseball, just 4 hits in the game. 2 of them for Nate Goodman. He goes 2 for 3 with a run scored. Luke Bentz was 1 for 2 with a single. The other hit in the game, Olin Knopfsinger, had a single to left field. He finished 1 for 2 in the game. Logan Macy had the lone RBI with a sac fly to center field. For the Dock Stewarts, 12 hits in the ball game. Make that 11 hits in the ball game. So a lot that they were putting up on the board. Brooks Avery leading the way, going 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. Carson Dunn, 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Also was hit by a pitch. 2 for 3 for Evan Martin in the game. He had 2 singles and scored a run. Braxton Dill came in. He was at the plate. Had 2 pitches in his at-bat when Carson Dunn tried to steal third and was called out at third base. So Braxton Dill didn't get an official at-bat. Feel bad for the young man there. He didn't get a chance to lead off the next half inning because the game came to an end. Cade Johnson does not get an official at-bat here today. His 3 plate appearances ended in a hit by pitch or a walk. He was hit by a pitch twice and walked once. Sebastian Watson goes 1 for 3 with a run scored, had a double. Jalen Riddle was 0 for 2 with a run scored, reaching on an error. Colton Sywell gets his first hit of the summer. He goes 1 for 1 with a run scored, had a stolen base as well. Waylon McKnight goes 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored. He walked twice. The 2 runs scored were by the courtesy runner Drew Camp. Jace Johnson was 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. He had a bases-loaded walk and a single, and also was hit by a pitch. Logan Anderson goes 1 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBI. And that is a nice day at the ballpark for the Dock Stewarts. They win, and now they control their own fate. And they should either be playing for the championship or be playing in the third-place game is kind of how I see things in the standings for the Dock Stewarts now. After the win there, the Docks have wins over Boss Baseball and the Midcoast Dungeons. So I guess, they would have the tiebreaker over Boss Baseball if Boss beats Midcoast tomorrow to finish at 2-1. If the Docks lose tomorrow, they'd be 2-1, but they'd have the tiebreaker over Boss. And Dallas would, with the win tomorrow, would, let's see here. Dallas lost to Boss, so you'd kind of have – there could be a head-to-head tiebreaker thing there, a tiebreaker thing we'd have to figure out there, because Docs would have beaten Boss, but Boss would have beaten Dallas, and Dallas would have beaten the Docs if the Docs lose tomorrow, and then you'd have 3 teams at 2-1. So then we'd have to go to the tiebreakers, which fewest runs allowed, with only 1 run allowed in this game. The Docs have now allowed 4 runs total, which they would be in a pretty good spot to make it into the championship game if they lose tomorrow, unless they give up a ton of runs against Dallas. So it's looking like, don't quote me on it, if it doesn't happen and we end up playing for 3rd place on Sunday, don't yell and write your letters and emails to me. I'm doing the best I can on the fly here. It looks like the Docs have almost done what they needed to get into the championship game on Sunday. Now, of course, they can take away all doubt by winning tomorrow when they take on the Post-20 Dirtbags in the 4 o'clock game tomorrow afternoon on the 3rd day of the tournament. But even if the Docs were to lose, I believe then it would go to a tiebreaker scenario. You can't break the tie with the head-to-head, and so that would mean you'd have to go to, it looks like, let me double check here, but it was fewest runs allowed in the tournament between the tied teams. And the Docs now have allowed 4 runs. Boss Baseball has now allowed 19 runs, and Dallas has allowed 13 runs through their first 2 games. So that 4 runs allowed, Docs would really have to get blown out tomorrow for that tiebreaker to not fall in their favor. So the way things are looking, it looks really good for the Doc Stewarts to get into the championship game on Sunday, no matter what happens tomorrow. So that is what we'll tentatively plan for, but obviously we will know more about all of that coming up as things wrap up coming up tomorrow afternoon. So looking forward to that, as the Doc Stewarts will try to play in the title game of the Mickey Riley Star Spangled Tournament. I would think or if they lose tomorrow, I would think they couldn't fall any further than the 3rd place game, but again, don't quote me on that or write your angry letters to me. I am doing the best. As we wrap it up here, we want to say thanks to the Corvallis Skirting Builders Market Men for hosting us for this tournament. Always fun to come up here to Hanson Stadium at Taylor Field for the Star Spangled Tournament. They put on a great tournament up here and keep things running smoothly. Want to say thanks to Boss Baseball for a little bit of help getting ready for today's broadcast and for a great competition here today. Say thanks to head coach Eric Savage and the entire American Legion baseball program in Roseburg for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score. It's always a pleasure to do all of that with them and to get the opportunity to work with them. And they do a fantastic job of running the program, and we appreciate all that they do for us in getting the broadcast rights to be able to do all of this. Want to say thanks to Grady Hamilton back in the studio for the radio production here today, running things back in the studio. He'll be with us for the next couple of days, so appreciate Grady stepping in. And I want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll talk to you all coming up tomorrow when the Doc Stewarts will take on the Post-20 Dallas Dirtbags in the 4 o'clock game here in the Star Spangled Tournament. The game starts at 4. That means our pregame coverage will start at 3:45. We'll have it for you as the Docs play on their 3rd day of the tournament. And again, coverage starts at 3:45. You can find the live video stream online at 541radio.com, presented by the Cow Creek Tribe, or catch all of the Doc Stewart's action right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Cool. Wanted to talk long enough to make sure that